What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. Oh, so excited all day is today. I'm finally going to show y'all the box. All right, so here's the problem, though. One issue. I live in New England, and we got snow. So there's no way I'm going outside to do this review because it is nasty out there. However, this knife is so awesome that I'm pretty sure I could show it off anywhere. So I was telling you guys in a preview video, if you haven't seen it, well, guess what? You don't need it now because now you're seeing the real thing. I was telling you in a preview video that Jim Frost and the people over there at Frost Cutlery have turned the table. Holy mackerel. You know, they asked me if I'd be willing to do an unbiased review on a blade, and I said I would be honored. I have been a fan of Jim Frost, collecting Jim Frost knives since I was 16 years old. That's when I started collecting Frost buoys, and I've never looked back. As a matter of fact, oh, hold on a second. Well, that didn't take me long. I was right back. I was telling you that it was Frost Cutlery that got me started in knife collecting, right? Jim Frost, when I was 16 years old, was designing buoys. I haven't even brought you this thing yet, guys. This thing's been sitting around waiting to be reviewed. But it was knives like this that got me started in knife collecting. And this is a Jim Bowie, Jim Bowie. This is a Jim Frost design, right? This is the Undertaker 3. Now, it was knives like the Undertaker and the Gatorback and the Spike and all these awesome fantasy fighting buoys is what got me interested in knives. And I remember going through this Cadillac, and they'd send you this Cadillac woohoo, this catalog, and they would send you this catalog, and in the catalog you'd get this piece of paper with special prices, like dealer's prices type things, and the blade was like $199, but you get it for, $49.99. And when I was 16 years old, I was like, that's a $200 knife for $50. Boom! I bought up everything Jim Frost sold back then, and it was because of that, at 16 years old, that is the reason I am the knife guy I am today. And that's what got me started. So I would even go and buy off Cutlery Corner. I would buy the package deals, and you might get one of this buoy, one of this buoy, one of this buoy, 12 of this knife, 8 of this knife. And a lot of the filler knives were just entry level stuff that they make, and it's quick sale stuff. Boom, 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 boom. They get rid of them like wildfire, right? The steel is all good. Sometimes they're not all made that good. Hold on a second. But dog's going mental. I can't speak for crap today. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited about this. And there's a reason. I'm really excited about this. And this is the reason. This is, I have it right here written down, the 4.5 inch gold titanium snapshot tack, right? I did a review on this. Of all the entry level blades that they made, the Frost Cutlery came out with all these like, the $5, $10 version lockbacks and folders. They made all these, and then I was thinking to myself, okay, they make beautiful, wonderful, amazing hunting knives, and they make these really cool fantasy fighting buoys. And I'm saying to myself, why can't they make a decent lockback? And then all of a sudden, one day, I get this, and I picked this up not knowing how much I was going to like this knife, right? This knife, this little snapshot tack is sweet. And you can see by the wear, I use this thing all the time. And this is one of my regular, look at this. Look at this. This is one of my regular in-pocket carries. I carry this a lot. And not just because, I have a soft spot for Mr. Frost. No, I carry this because it's a really good little knife, right? And I'm thinking to myself, all right, cool. It's got a cool little frame lock. It's spring assisted. I was like, all right, I hate the fact that it's gold. I hate it. It made it look like a gimmick to me, right? It wasn't. It was a good knife. And I thought that, I'm like, wow, so this must be like the pinnacle of Frost Cutlery folders now. You know what I mean? They've climbed that step and they went to the next rung, and they started making a really solid, nice knife. And how much do these go for? On their website, retail value $28, your price $16 for one of these. This isn't even what we're here for. This isn't even what we're here for. We're here for something else. We're here for this. And I don't know. I'm going to look up real quick. Hold on. Let me look it up. Oh, okay. I think I found what I was looking for. How long was I gone? It seems like forever. So, the Slingblade. I just found this thing. One of them. One similar to it. Not exactly the one I have, but similar. Very similar. Same, well, it's, you know, the same Slingblade look, but they have one. It says retail value $120. I know you're thinking Frost Cutlery lockback folding knife. No way, $120. So far, I'm not gonna question it. And it says your price on here, and this is Cutlery Corner, $42.75. Which, and this is that's a completely different one. It's the same Slingblade, so it's probably the same materials, but that's a different style. So I don't know what this one is as far as price. It's brand new. These things are new. These guys are putting them out there, and they want to see, you know, the kind of reaction they're going to get. And so far, my reaction is great. So let's just get into it. So when you open it up, and it is a magnetized box, right? You open it up, and it's cool because it's got like this whole write-up on it, right? And let's see. It's kind of, the light in here is not great, and I know what you're thinking. Sunglasses? Yeah, sunglasses. All right, so talks about the unique design and featuring an 18 ball bearing pivot system. Smooth and fast. Oh, and I found out it's smooth and fast. Fast deployment, dependability. Your knife will never be in question. I like how they just put the steel blade, like, oh, it's just a steel blade. Like, this is the 440 we've used back in the 80s. No, it's not. So they don't talk it up as much as they could in here, because they really could talk it up. Let's see, attractive 58 Rockwell hardness. That's good. 58, that means you are going to have a very hard edge and a very long-lasting edge. Very good. Especially in the steel it is, and I will show you that. Let's see, contour G10 handle. G10, not plastic, not like a flimsy wood. Real material. Let's see, heavy use, offering solid grip in any weather, and a safe, easy-to-use frame lock. Prevents the blade from coming down while in the open position. Built with the precision of CNC technology. That means every one of these is going to be crisp and exactly the same, right? That's awesome. That's just awesome. And they do have a full year warranty on all their knives and things like that. So it talks about the knife, and there's more words than what I read. I just read the important ones. But now we're going to actually take this thing out and show you guys. And one thing, I like how it's packaged. It's packaged in a formed set. And you see that right there? Oh, yeah, there's a tensioner, and there's a tensioner tool, which is an Allen key, right? Or a star bit or an Allen key. And they offer it. So you can play with the tensioner yourself if yours isn't nice and fast like mine is. And look at this blade. Uh-huh. Yeah. Did I mention that Frost Cutlery made this? G10 handles. 18 ball bearings. Oh, and let's get into this. D2 steel. Next step up. Frost Cutlery. Next step up. So, as you guys know from watching my channel, I love D2. I mean, I love D2. A lot of my better knives that I buy in D2 steel for a reason. I love D2 steel. I have never, ever had an issue with D2. I've never had a dulling issue, a chipping issue, a folding issue, anything. Look at the contouring on this blade. It is so nice. It is swedged all the way around, giving you a beautiful beautiful shape to this thing. I mean, just gorgeous. Right there, it says Slingblade right on it, D2 steel. There's your tensioner, your deep pocket clip, which is actually really nice. Matches the blue hardware. Is ambidextrous. Like it says in the thing, it is a liner lock. It is just beautiful. It's a tip-up carry. Looks like this in the pocket, and which you would never know because you don't look in there. But man, it is so smooth. In the G10, it is so nice. So nice. Now, there is no jimping here for thumbs or anything like that. Like if you're thinking of skinning or carving, there's no jimping, and right away you think, well, that could have been something to help with the texturing and help with the grip. But what they do is this right here. You see this swoop right here? That is made so the jimping that's not there isn't gonna matter. That's made to give you crazy comfort and really good hold on your blade when you're doing some fine-tuned carving. I dig that because it makes it really comfortable. Also, if you'll notice right here, you have your nice finger well right there. Great for left and right-handed people. Me being a lefty, I'm so happy. They do have frame spacer right there. I am stoked about that. That maintains security and strength across the handle. It keeps things from shifting and going crazy, and it keeps your blade lined up perfectly dead straight. Dead straight. It does have an eye hole for the thumb if you wanted to just pull it out instead of using the little flipper. You don't need to use the little flipper. There is jimping here on the flipper, which is good because when you are closed, that is all the flipper it needs because there's 18 ball bearings. So, like I know on some of, you look at this flipper, look at the size difference. Of course, this knife is, huge, but you see the size difference on the cold steel. Now we'll get a little closer in size. This is still much bigger, the steel will, but look at the flipper. Look how much the flipper sticks out. It gives you a great hold and it makes it easy to open. Yeah, but with 18 ball bearings in here, you don't need that big flipper. This thing, it stays really nice and secure. What this flipper also does is it offers a jimp finger rest, so you do not have to worry about slippage onto the steel either direction from either way you hold it. Also, you see this ricasso here acts as a little tiny choil. And while you think, oh, but it's a little tiny choil, aren't you going to get jacked up? No, because when you pull on the choil, you're pulling this way. So your finger is not getting attached to that edge, so I can carve and do whatever I need to with it. This knife was built smartly. This was a very smart design. I mean, talk about just step up in design. These guys, they put it out there with this knife. This is fantastic. Even the one that was on Cutlery Corner that I saw, a little blurry, that one is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's different than this one, and it's beautiful. It's cool. It's almost militant looking. Let me try and get some refocus here. I think I'm moving too fast, like a ninja. So now let's go over some specs here. We are looking at about a 4-inch blade. You're looking at about a 3.5-inch cutting edge. Actually, it's not a 4-inch blade. It's about 3 3/4-inch blade. So let's see, your closed length is going to be like 4 3/4. And you are looking at about 8 1/4 overall, somewhere in there, roundabout. Rough country. All right, so I'm telling you guys, to look at it, to feel it, and to play with it are like 3 different things. Look at the nice texturing right there. Man, they told me unbiased, but they didn't tell me that it didn't matter. They didn't tell me that it was awesome. So I'm digging it. Is it shave sharp? Well, let's just check. Kids, don't try this at home. Gotta say that, I guess. All right, so look at this. Look at all that hair. Look at all that hair. Oh, Is it shave sharp? Just so you know, that's not gray hair. I was painting a silver fence and the wind blew. So don't get all excited and think I'm getting old on you guys. And never gonna happen. So is it shave sharp? Not just on these light arm hairs. And that's what I did earlier is I shaved myself a nice little patch of light arm hairs. I mean, just easy. I mean, easy shaving with this thing. It is so ridiculously sharp. But on these rough cuts right here, those are some rough hairs, man. Those are rough hair. I'm like a human cactus. And if I had a twin brother, I'd be human cacti, because that's the plural and that's how you need to learn. So this edge is fan-freaking-tastic. Like I said, we are inside, so I'm gonna have to find things to use. Sorry, LL Bean, but let's see. Let's see. Yeah, that's the entire LL Bean catalog. It's massive. But just want to play around with the sharpness a little bit, right? And just show you how absolutely crisp. And I'm not a paper cutter for sharpness tests. You guys know that. But I mean, this thing is crispy. So luckily, we're inside my house, which means, you know, I've got a bunch of logs hanging around. So I think we're going to take this to some wood that I have laying around. And if I really need to go outside and get something, some kind of stick or something, I will do that. But we should be okay with what's laying around here. So far, this thing is winner chicken dinner, guys. I mean, this is awesome. This is my number one carry blade. Everybody knows is the Essie of Vespa. And after playing with this, and I was holding it side by side with my Vespa and playing with them both, there wasn't really any difference at all aside from just shape. But performance-wise, this thing was head to toe with my Essie. And I've been playing with this thing all day. Oh my gosh, I love it. And this is not for, and I'm going to tell you straight up, if this knife sucked, I would tell you it sucks, because eventually you got to come back to my channel. If you went out and bought this and said, this knife was awful, it wasn't sharp, it wasn't fast, it didn't have G10, it wasn't D2, then I lose subscribers, and can't do that now. Can't do that. So I'm going to be very honest with you about this. And Frost Cutlery let me know. They said, listen, unbiased. If it stinks, say it stinks. They wanted me to tell you the truth because they need to know. They need to grow. And as a matter of fact, I just read, as a matter of fact, on the internet that Frost Cutlery, even though it's been around for a jillion years, is still the fastest knife growing company in the world. So that's pretty impressive. Jim Frost, oh, that's pretty impressive. So let me find something hard to play with this. All right, so as you see, there's no fire coming out of that pot belly, which means I haven't cut up my firewood yet. And I know for a fact that Mr. Jim Frost didn't come up with this thing saying, hey, you know what we should do? Baton wood. No, but they did make a mistake by saying, you know, like EDC, hunting, camping. Well, if you say it's got to be good for camping, I'm going to try it. So that's what we're going to do. I don't have proper stuff, so we're just going to use some just firewood laying around here and see what we can't get done. So, Mr. Frost, I apologize, but we are about to baton with your lockback. So far, so good. I didn't do an edge test yet, so we will find out. We will find out how good it is. Let's see. Now, if anybody knows hardwood, you don't usually take a lockback and baton through hardwood, right? You just don't do it. But if you're going to sell me something and use the word camp, woo, it better be able to take care of my camp needs. And one of the things I need is firewood when I'm out camping. And I'm pretty sure that anybody out there who is a camper, I don't mean one of those things that you park and jump inside to sleep, but anybody else who does any bit of camping will be able to say the same thing. And let's see, okay, so far that's 3 pieces right there that we cut off. It never broke the fold, right? It never closed on me. Let's do that. Let's do that. That still seems to work. Ow! So, testing the lock on your hand. I even got a little splinter. Testing the lock in your hand. Dum-da-dum-dum. That was pretty dumb. Splinter. Actually, I have a knife in my hand, so why don't I just carve it out? Yeah, I think, let's see. Yep, it was a splinter. All right, so, pretty good. Pretty good. It batoned. Let's check this edge. Let's check this edge. Yeah, you see any damage on that? That is hard wood. Hard wood. Let's see. And we are, oh my gosh, I just took an entire patch off my arm. An entire patch right there. We are still crazy. You see all that hair? We are still crazy shave sharp. I mean, that is razor. Look at how smooth that is. Look, hair, no hair. Look, hair, no hair. We are still crazy shave sharp. I may have found a new pocket pal. Holy moly. I am absolutely loving this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. So, wow. I mean, it is really, 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 really nice. This is the kind of blade that if you want somebody to say, hey, this company is either good or bad, and you don't want them to say bad, this is the knife you send, because this thing is beautiful. And I don't mean just in looks, I mean beautiful. Let me pick up all these little pieces. Beautiful in operation. And it's impressive. Let's see here. And it lists itself as a hunting, hyping, EDC type, you know, camp sidekick type knife. And in order to be such things, it has to perform, right? Am I even getting you guys? So all I'm doing is carving. Y'all can see that. So let's bring you a little closer. So all I'm doing is taking wood down, right? And it's just so effortlessly skinning this stick. And you see, I'm just getting more and more splinters over here, but you can see how quickly this is just taken down. I wish I could chop. That's what I wanted to do, was chop with it. So, but we're kind of limited here. But who knows? Wow. I am making such a mess. This is why we have brooms. So just by flicking, I am able to chop. Oh, where am I? Right there. I am able to chop like crazy, like a little crazy person, and get through this wood. So I'm trying to think of what else we can do. There's so much I want to do with this knife, and I hate being limited because of the winter. This is going to be one of those knives where we do a part 2 on, and we get outside and do some more work, because so far part 1, this is in my pocket. This is in my pocket. This is going to be an EDC. No doubt about it. This knife is sweet. This knife is sweet. I mean, it gave me splinters. So let's see if we can pop it. No, why? Because the tensioner works. Because it stays tight. But it still flips open that easy. A knife that flips open that easy shouldn't be able, I mean, it should be able to pop open on its own. Like if I took the Luzone and I popped it, it's going to open, right? It's a giant blade. Yeah, there's a lot of gravity. But this one doesn't do that. If I pop it, it doesn't go anywhere. I'm not holding down the flipper. I'm not doing anything like that. But as soon as I do that, it's right open. This thing is built so well. Did I mention this was made by Frost Cutlery, guys? Which means it's going to be like, you know, worth double what you spend on it. That's pretty much what it means. If it's a Frost Cutlery knife, you know that it's going to be double what you actually pay if it was made by another company. And Jim Frost is an American, knife maker, designer, and the guy just understands value. And they do outsource. They outsource all the time. But you know what they do is they outsource, and they bring you a price that makes it completely worth it. Everything is designed and done right here in the U.S., and they outsource putting these things together somewhere where it ends up in a way that we can afford to put it in our pockets without breaking the bank. You know what I mean? The same blade put together here, you're not getting it for $50. You're going to be spending $120 for the same exact blade. Just the way it works. Just the way it works. So am I mad at them for it? No, I've spent enough time overseas to know they're all good people too. And let me tell you something. By having this made overseas, what you're doing is you're getting an American knife company knife for a foreign knife company price, if that makes sense to you. That's a pretty big deal, because that means you can afford anything they make, no matter how good they make it. It's just the way it is. And this thing is freaking awesome. It's flawless. I love this shape right here. I love this tip. The thumb hole here, the little eye hole is awesome. The comfort in the grip, the edge retention, the sharpness. I've been playing with this for a couple days now, and I can't find one thing about this knife that I don't like. Not one thing. And it's just one of those knives that you'd own, and somebody would be near you saying, "Oh crap, I gotta open this. Hey man, you got a knife?" And you'd go, yeah, I got a knife here. And this knife would be the one you took out every time to let people use, just so you could say, "Oh yeah, I got a little knife." And they say, "Oh, what is that?" You can say, "Oh, it's a Frost Cutlery knife." And they go, "Really?" And you go, "Yeah." And changes the game. This is an actual game changer for their company right here. I believe that this knife right here could be the start of something beautiful. If Frost Cutlery is saying, "You know what? Let's make more high-end knives without the high-end price." I tell you what, man, as knife people, as knife collectors, as knife users, we are going to be stoked. We're going to be stoked if they keep putting out stuff like this. Man, my knife collection is about to grow, because if I'm willing to spend $200 on a knife that could perform as equally well as something that I could spend for $50, I'll tell you. And there's companies out there that do it. Look at Steel Will. It's another company where you can get them dirt cheap, and they're great knives, and they use D2 steel. And that's what it's about, man. It's about making a great product and putting a great price on it. The thing with these guys right here, though, everybody knows. You can go right to Tennessee. You can walk right into that shop. I think that's where it is, right, Frost? Tennessee? Yeah, I think they said yes. But that's the thing is you can walk into the shop any day you wanted. You can mail this back to them. If you had a problem, you can mail it back to them right now, and they'll just fix it, or they'll just send you a new one. That's what they do. It's Frost Cutlery, guys. They stand behind their stuff. Since I was 16 years old, buying stuff like this, all the way to whatever old I am now. What am I, like 18? Buying stuff like this and thinking, all right, I've seen it all with Frost Cutlery. I haven't seen nothing yet. This guy right here. This is the next Frost Cutlery big wig knife. And I cannot wait to get my hands on some more of the designs. Can't wait for it. I've only seen 2 of the designs so far, this one and the one I was just telling you about, and both are awesome, just awesome. And I already know by this performance, it's made with the same materials. I know by this performance, the other one is going to be just as awesome. It's just, I mean, no doubt about it. Crazy good. Frost Cutlery, great job on this. And that's no holds barred, no messing around, no tell you what you want to hear. This is a great knife. Bottom line, this is a great knife. This is a really good knife. This is a really good knife. This is a great knife. And anybody knows the difference who knows knives. And anybody could get around just fine carrying a really good knife. If you have a really good knife, you can take it anywhere, do anything with it, and you will be all right. Because a really good knife is a really good knife. But a great knife is just that much better. And this right here, whew, man, with a biscuit, it's so good. So, gotta tell y'all, if you're looking for something new, because you've been looking around the market and you've seen everything else out there, start looking up the Slingblades by Frost Cutlery. If you're having trouble finding them anywhere, go to Frost Cutlery's website, go to the contact us, say, hey man, I just saw this review done by Donnie B all day on a Slingblade. I need to get one. They will find a way to get you one. I guarantee you that. Awesome knife. Completely impressed. This has been a half hour out of your day. I'm like a Simpsons episode with an extended commercial. So that's it. I'm going to end it here. Fantastic. This will be in my pocket tomorrow, today, the next day. I know for at least the whole next week, I'm going to be using and abusing this thing just to see where it's at. And who knows, maybe in a month or two, I'll give you another, like a recap on it and see how it's doing, because man, I can't see this thing not being one of those forever EDC type blades. This is just sweet. It is sweet. And I'm Donnie B all day. Until next knife. Wow.